Hi crafty friends, this is Mindy Eggen and welcome back to my channel. Today I have some really quick and easy graduation cards to share with you today. My little girl is a senior this year, which means she is graduating soon and I have lots of cards to make. So I need to keep this as simple as I can. I'm going to be using the Simon Says Stamp Grad cover plate die. This already has the words that is going to die cut out of the cardstock. So I went through and I picked out some colors. So the school colors are red and white, but I'm going to throw in some gold glitter and black cardstock. I had already gone ahead and die cut out this panel from some heavyweight white cardstock. So lucky for me that these letters actually still stayed in there because there's something I need to save out of them. First, I want to customize that graduation hat. And instead of die cutting this full sheet of cardstock, well, it's trimmed to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. But instead of die cutting out of it, I am just going to trim out a small piece of the black and the gold glitter just so it fits the hat and the tassel. And then I'm going to take that piece and trim it down even smaller. I'm going to hold it down with Post-it tape because I don't want it to shift. Now, in hindsight, I really probably could have die cut a full sheet of glitter cardstock because I think gold glitter words would have looked really pretty, but didn't think of it at the time. So I ran this through my die cut machine, and this is the gold glitter cardstock, and it's going to give me that gold glitter tassel is really the only part of this that I wanted. I'm just going to take my craft pick and I'm going to poke out the pieces. I do save the hat just in case I have an idea later on, but I'm just going to use the craft pick to poke all of that out and then set my tassel off on the side. And I'm going to do that twice because I want to make 2 cards in today's video. And then I'm going to do that for the black cardstock as well. I probably could have done maybe a red hat or even a white hat, but for the most part, I was going to keep the background white. So again, I trimmed down the black cardstock to a little bit smaller of a piece, held that down with the Post-it tape right where I needed it to be, and then poked that out with my craft pick. So I'm saving the graduation hat. For the panels that I already went ahead and die cut, the letters for the most part stayed in. I kind of wish I would have saved that as is. You'll see why in just a little bit. But one of the reasons that I wanted these still in there and not falling out all over is I wanted to save the letters like the R, the A, and the O because I like to save those little inner pieces to place back into the front of my panel. Once I have all of those letters popped out, I'm going to be placing this on a piece of red cardstock. This is Red Hot from Gina K Designs. It is pretty close to our school colors. And it's funny because the school or the college that my daughter's going to go to has pretty much the exact same colors, but this isn't going to her, this is going to her friends. So I just put some tape runner on the back of that white panel and I'm placing that over that Red Hot cardstock. Then I'm going to inlay the hat and the tassel. And I am using some liquid glue. This is the Gina K Designs Connect glue that I have in a fine tip bottle. And using my tweezers to place that in there. And it just pops in like a puzzle. So no real fancy technique in this video today, but if you are looking for some quick graduation cards, this cover plate die is definitely the way to go. And really, you could die cut this out of multiple colors of cardstock panels and just keep switching it, whether it be your letters a different color, maybe your background a different color, and you could really make a bunch of them. For me personally, I kind of get bored with the same design, so I tend not to make a ton of them that look exactly the same even if I do change up the color. So that's why you're only seeing 2 cards in today's video because I like to just change it up. Then here I am taking those little pieces that go back in the A, the O, and the R. So for the A and the R, I need to use my place and pierce or my pick and stick tool, which has a wax tip. I placed a little bit of liquid glue down and then I was able to pick that up with the wax tip and place that down. For the O, I was able to use my tweezers for that. And since there's not a lot going on with this card, I am going to pop it up for a little dimension. I don't have to worry about mailing because there are a lot of parties this summer that I know we will be attending. So I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of this panel and add that to a card front that I created out of black cardstock. So that's going to tie in nicely with the graduation hat. Now, of course, at this point, there's tons of things we could do to the front of the card. We could add some embellishments or maybe even some stickles to the letters if you wanted to add more sparkle. You could create a shaker card out of these card fronts. But like I said, I'm trying to keep it really simple because honestly, I don't think the graduate is really going to care. They're just going to be looking to what's inside. Another idea I had was using holographic cardstock, which is really going to pack a punch to this graduation card. So I'm die cutting that grad cover plate die out of this entire panel, and then I'm going to poke out those letters. I had already gone ahead and poked out the letters from the white panel. I kind of wish I would have left them there because one idea I had in all of this was to kind of add dimension to the layers. So I want to add more layers to each letter. Here I trimmed out a piece of white cardstock that is the same size as that cover plate, so I think it's about 3.5 by 4 3/4. And I added tape runner to the entire background. I also could have used a double-sided adhesive sheet, would probably have worked out better. And I'm taking all of those extra letters from my previous card and this one, and I'm just placing them right back in those openings. So that's going to give me at least one layer. I did only one layer. I'm going to add the holographic on top. I kind of wished I would have done 2 layers, but again, that's just me being super picky. The graduate is not going to care. They're really just, it's about the thought, you bringing a card, you being there for their celebration, and of course, they're excited for what's inside. So again, I'm using that liquid glue now to add my holographic letters because I'm adding this on top of the white cardstock. And yes, you guys, my little girl is graduating. I absolutely cannot believe that she is going to be leaving in the fall to go to college. Trying really hard not to get choked up right now because she is my baby girl and it's going to be really hard for me. Okay, I got a little choked up there. Anyway, so it is a super exciting time. I am very proud of her. And there is quite a few friends that I have to make graduation cards for because they have a huge class. Like hers is in the hundreds. Mine was like 60 people. Now, granted, she is not, we're not going to that many parties. We have a nice handful, but you are going to see more graduation cards from me very soon. So if you are in a pinch, you have a last minute party, this cover plate die is going to be perfect for you. It's going to take you no time at all to whip these cards up. I will have all of the supplies listed down below in the video description and over on my blog. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you again soon.